taking lead. Okay.
Hey, nice.
He's weak.
Nah, I missed all my shots.
One's up top. Oh, he got me. One's with an overshield on the left.
Put his shield
They're
off on him.
pushing. One's up right above you. Nice.
Wow, good shit, Term.
The one 135 dirt mine. He's still burning.
You're a beast. Let's go.
Zone A locked. Your enemy has a power play. 2 for 1.
To your left right now, behind you, Term. That's solo.
Hey everyone, it's Tehrminatr, and in this video I'm going to be showing you all my Ice Warlock build. And I've been using this in trials for pretty much the past 2 months, and I honestly think it's better than Solar Warlock, because, I mean, you do get your well quicker than the Shadebinder super, but there's things you could use on this subclass and on your mods that help with getting your super quicker anyway. So I'm going to be going over the whole subclass and my abilities, aspects, and fragments. So I use Healing Rift, Burst Glide, Penumbral Blast, and Cold Snap Grenade. So I use Healing Rift over the Empowering because I do freeze people a lot with my Rift, and usually they will melee me when I do that. So I do need to recover quickly, so this helps with that. And I use Cold Snap Grenades because of the Osmiomancy gloves, which basically give you another grenade when you use this type of grenade. So for my aspects, I use Ice Flare Bolts, which whenever you freeze someone, it helps by freezing other people that are near them, which with the Osmiomancy gloves, it improves this. So you're pretty much guaranteed to freeze someone unless, I guess, they dodge or something. And I use the Frost Pulse, which casting your Rift helps with freezing people, which I do freeze people a lot with my Rift, so I use this. You can use either this one or the Bleak Watcher, either or is fine, but I use Frost Pulse because it just gives you another option in freezing people. So for my fragments, I use the Whisper of Hedrons, which helps with weapon stability, aim assist, mobility, resilience, and recovery after freezing someone. So, I mean, this whole setup is based on freezing people, so I put this on, and it has helped. And for my second one, I use Whisper of Torment, which if you take damage, you get your grenade quicker. And I use Whisper of Impetus, which damaging people with your stasis melee, which I do use my melee a lot. And it's honestly one of the hardest melees to use in this game, but if you get used to it, it's pretty OP, as it could map people pretty easily. And when you freeze someone, you pretty much get your weapon reloaded and you get better handling. So this does help with shotgunning. And I use Whisper of Chains, which whenever you're near someone that's frozen, you get more, I guess, resistance to damage, which does help. And also it improves my recovery, which helps in getting my Rift quicker. So you might be wondering why I'm not using the aspect that whenever you shoot someone with a kinetic weapon, they are easier to kill when they're frozen. And the reason why I'm not using this one is because of the main thing being that shooting people with kinetic weapons that are frozen, they don't really die. They usually become unfrozen in time to get out, you know? So you pretty much have to kill these people instantly. So I use melees a lot. So that's why I don't really use this fragment, because it's honestly not that useful. I don't really see a difference. But it's all, you know, it's all opinion, I guess. So you could use that if you want, but I suggest using the whole setup I have right here. Alright, so for my whole stat build, I have 4, 5, 10, 10, 6, and 6. So this is pretty much like the best you could get, just like tier 41 stats. As you can see on my armor, 89, 88, 88, 109, and 42. If I could change one thing, I'd say maybe get more intellect, because the main problem with this whole build is getting your super. I've been having that issue back when I didn't have this sort of stats. I had less intellect. That was pretty much the only difference I had before, but pretty much you're only gonna get your super in trials if it's a really close game, or if you're farming. But even then, if you're farming, like, it has to kind of go to time. So that's the biggest problem with this whole subclass, is because getting your super takes a while, but it's honestly worth it because it's the whole abilities and stuff. It's really good. It just lacks in, end game to get supers and, the super fights and stuff. And the only thing that could really counter the whole frozen super is probably well, because you can't really do anything against a well. It's literally immune to this super, so that's the one thing that sucks. But other than that, like, it's pretty effective against everything else. But if anything, you could probably get less strength than I have, because the only reason I have strength so high is because I do use my melee a lot. I really like it because it's pretty OP if you get used to it. But if you don't really use the melee a lot, I'd say get less of the melee stat and more into intellect, and try to build a triple 100 build while keeping the other two stats that I have here, because it's pretty much just like the best like balanced build you could get. So for my armor, I still need to get better armor in terms of having less intellect mods, because intellect mods, as you can see, it takes kind of a lot of your energy on your armor. But other than that, these are my mods that I use. So starting off with my helmet, the mods I'm using is hands-on, which gain bonus super energy on melee kills. So I do freeze people in melee a lot, so this does help. So that's why I have 2 of them. Then the last mod, it doesn't really matter because you don't have energy anymore anyways, so I don't have anything there. For my melee, I have melee kickstart. I don't have grenade kickstart because apparently with these gauntlets, if you have 2 grenades or whatever, it doesn't really like do anything, if that makes sense. So I felt like melee kickstart helps more anyways, so that's what I'm using. And then I have taking charge to become charged with light, which does help in situations where your teammate pops a super, makes an orb, and it's easier to clean up kills because you get more damage off high energy fire, which I have on my chest piece. On my chest piece, I have high energy fire and intellect mod. I don't really have any unflinching perks because, I mean, I'm used to not using them anyways, so yeah. And for my boots, I have powerful friends. I can't really slot anything else. I guess I could slot in invigoration mod, but this is pretty much all I have on my boots. And for my bond, I have outreach, which reduces your melee cooldown when using your class ability. I know on the solar version, you could put, it reduces your grenade cooldown or whatever. I use outreach because I do use my melee a lot, and I have radiant light. If I could change one thing, it's probably getting more intellect so that I don't have to waste so many slots on intellect, because it does again waste like half the energy. So then I could use other things, like for example, let's say, I guess my bond, I could put another outreach mod instead of, having only one. Other than that, that's my whole armor build. And for my weapon build, I have a IS Luna and a Matador. This is what I usually run in trials, but if it's a long range map, I just put on no time and like I'm chilling. The biggest thing when using this whole setup is you have to play a lot differently than you play other subclasses, if that makes sense. I mean, you could really ape with this subclass, but you have to be really coordinated in trials with your teammates. I'd say try to get a weapon with swashbuckler because it helps since you're going to be shattering people with melee anyways. Other than that, I think the best thing you could do with the subclass is either shotgun or snipe. I mean, it works for both. Sniping, it's really good too because, I mean, whenever they get close, you freeze them. Like, after the first round, they're going to get scared. Like, they're not going to push you at all. That's what usually happens to me. But anyway, I hope you all enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you later. Peace.
Fuck it. Bro, they got screwed.
1 minute left, my friend. Only one enemy is left.
God, I'm missing free snipes. Holy shit. Two tapped one.
Only one enemy is left.
Missed that thing. Never mind, that's two. They have two snipers. I don't know if they had two snipers before, but he tapped one.
Only one enemy is left.
You good, term? Beautiful.
Only one
Oh
enemy
my
is
god.
left. Only one enemy is left.
There's so one. Okay.
Only one enemy is left.
Dog, they have well too. No fucking way.
Only one
Oh
enemy
my
is left.
fucking gosh, dude.
And this only one enemy is left. Only one enemy is left.
Guardian down.
Only one enemy is left.
They don't even want the fucking flag.
Only one enemy is left.
What the fuck just happened?
Guardian down.
Side of dart. I gotta back up. No, I'm gonna die. I'm one shot. I can't push with you. It's nades fucking
Only
me.
one enemy is left. 1 minute left, my friend. Only one enemy is left.
Watch rocket or something. He's gonna grab heavy.
Is left. This is your
That's
fight,
my
friend.
fault, bro. Got him.
Just the two of you now.
Oh my god.
Only one enemy is left. Only one enemy is left.
Guardian down.
Two for one. Double down. Your legend goes. Zone A captured. Your enemy can't kill if they're dead.